Good afternoon, everybody. How is everyone doing out there in the most chattily of chats? Hopefully everyone's feeling okay. So you may recall, last time around we were dicking around with a little bit of an unusual strategy. And it was a full-on maximum riposte craziness strategy. Why is everyone doing out going on? We only need one of me talking, we don't need two of that. It's far too many. Some people would argue that one of me is too many. They may have a valid point. Moving ever so swiftly back to what I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself. We were dicking around last time with a very interesting strategy, and it was based around the silly Men-at-Arms build, the Men-at-Work party, as Red Hook decided to name it, with all the Men-at-Arms. And we messed around trying to basically stack guarding abilities or defending abilities. Now, that failed because apparently when you're guarding someone, they then can't guard someone else. It instantly removes the guard buff. However, it does leave the prot in place. Now that's quite an interesting thing, first of all, because I believe there might be some exploitability in that, because you spend the first round spamming guard all around everyone like that, and then everyone's got plus a certain percentage of prot, which is amazing, and you don't have to do it with trinkets. However, I want to try and get the maximum retribution party going, and I've been considering multiple ways of doing this. Now, because of the position limitations on retribution, the ability to only place people in positions 1, 2, and 3 using retribution, we could have a fourth man-at-arms. However, in order to get then all 4 people using retribution, and thus the riposte ability, which is, as we found out last time, devastating against any enemy that has any sort of AoE strike, especially if it hits the entire party. But of course, in order to do that, we would have to swap rank 4 to rank 3, put riposte on, swap them back, and then they'd only have, I believe, 1 turn to use any sort of ability, and then they'd have to go back and do it again, because I believe retribution only lasts for 3 rounds. So you've got 1 to move, 1 to cast, 1 to go back. No, there would then be 2 rounds. My math skills, as you can tell, are absolutely amazing. So that seems just unwieldy and a little bit ridiculous for anything to be used in any sort of serious capacity. However, 3 men-at-arms, that is absolutely a strategy that we could use, and just have them all use riposte, and then just crush. The front 2, basically just crush. And I was thinking the position 3, either we rampart, so that positions 2 and 3 swap round every so often, but looking at the damage modifier on it, minus 60% damage, it's not as efficient, I think, as just having 2 guys up front using crush, which I then think means that our 3rd position guy would also use riposte, and then just focus more on bolstering and commanding people, just generally upping the survivability and damage of the party, and just having retribution on just sort of as a matter of course. However, I was thinking, on top of this, we ran into a few problems last time, and the problems that we ran into was not only health, because there was basically no way of healing this party at all, other than eating food. And the problem is, with eating food, there is of course a limitation that you can only have 4 for however long. I'm not sure how long that full debuff lasts, where they've eaten 4 stacks of food and then that's all they can have. I don't know whether that lasts for the entire dungeon, whether it's until you camp, really not sure how that works. So clearly relying on food to heal is not the best way of going about it. So if we were to have our 3 men-at-arms in the front positions to be doing our wonderful riposting things, I was then thinking 3rd, along with having retribution and just spamming buffs for our dudes, could maybe then potentially have Bellow to provide some debuffs, or just focus on buffing, and more buffing. But to then give them a guard ability to defend someone who would have to be our 4th position, which I think would have to be a healer. And I was thinking and considering, well, what kind of healer would we need? Because obviously, the three people here, they have no healing ability to get HP back. They have no stress healing ability. So I was thinking, what we need is like I said, some kind of healer. Now, obviously, we've got a Vestal, which we can put in. Now, Vestals, they're good because they provide a solid, fairly reliable nuke heal and a kind of meh AoE heal. And then they can sort of launch a few nukes into the back. You've got the Occultist, which is the other one. Obviously, his heal is far more of a nuke, however, a lot less reliable. But he has the added advantage of sitting at the back and being able to debuff things and, of course, use a little bit of abyssal artillery to take out some of the back ranks. So there's plenty of ways that you could mess around with an Occultist there, and I think that's one potential. However, we do have another problem, and that is stress management, which brings me to our third potential healer, which would be, as soon as I find one, a Flagellant. Now, I think a Flagellant, in some ways, might be the better option, but in some ways might be the worse option. And I'm not entirely sure. I think we may just have to run multiple runs and test out which one works best. So, reasoning behind this, Flagellant, first of all, they've got Reclaim. Not the strongest heal in the world, but you kind of set it up proactively beforehand so that when people take damage, they've already ideally got at least one stack of Reclaim on them, and then you put it up to 2, 3, 4, whoever needs more intensive healing. So that's one way of going about it. Now, the thing which I was considering was, when these dudes use Retribution, they mark themselves as a target. Now, bear with me here, because this is where I was really thinking about this, and I thought this was a potentially interesting little thing that we might be able to exploit, because the Flagellant has an interesting ability here, which allows them to clear the mark and place the mark onto themselves, along with a massive amount of prot. So, if one of our men-at-arms riposte themselves, which all three of them will, we could have the Flagellant take the mark off of himself, off of the man-at-arms, place it onto himself, and thus attract more damage. Which means he could then use things like the Redeem ability, which is of course his very big nuke heal. So we can kind of control that. But also, the front two guys here are probably going to be mostly focusing on damage dealing, which leaves our third position, who could then potentially guard our now marked healer to take some of the stress off if he gets a little too low. Also, the added advantage of a Flagellant is, of course, the Endure, which is a kind of a stress heal. Because, as you can see, it minus 13 stress on the target, but plus 6 stress on the Flagellant himself. So it's not fully a stress heal, because it doesn't just remove stress. It does cause stress, but as you can see, the stress caused is just under half the rate of the stress that's removed. So while it does generate, it is still effectively removing half of it. So ultimately it's halving the amount of stress damage that was done. The problem is then the distribution of the stress damage, because your Flagellant gets very stressed, they end up going Rapturous, and not very useful for a healer position Flagellant there, because as far as I'm aware, Rapturous gives them, I believe, a speed and crit buff, but a minus dodge buff. Which wouldn't be so bad, because obviously we're going to have our third position Man-at-Arms probably spamming Bolster, so that'll probably take care of the loss of dodge on the Flagellant. But the crit and the speed, well, the crit is wasted. The speed, not so much, because he could still heal. He could use it to get out a Redeem or a Reclaim really quickly. So I'm thinking that the ideal way of doing this would be Flagellant with 3 Men-at-Arms. That's I think is probably our better way of going about this. So I'll see if we've got a lowly Flagellant. Yes, we do, and we can maybe make some interesting things things go here. So what level are all of our men-at-arms? And then we'll see. We may have to make a little bit of space in our roster here, and then we'll see what we can come up with. So we've got our men-at-arms, I believe, are up here. Oh no, they're going to be at the top, aren't they? Because they're in the party. So they're all level 1. So basically, we need level 0, level 1 or 2 flagellants. We have Thomasine, but he's being treated for something at the moment. So I think what we may have to do is just do a single sort of quick junk run somewhere, and then try and run this a little bit. Try and run this on our second run. So just do something to free up Thomasine from all of his various bullshits, and then we'll go from there. So let's see what we've got. What amusing things can we do? Can we make the 4 Houndmaster play real? We have 3 low-level Houndmasters. We would require 1 more low-level Houndmaster. Or we can do something equally ridiculous. Do 3 Houndmasters and an Antiquarian, because hey, why the hell not? We really are kind of lacking position 1s down here at the moment. So we maybe do position 1 Bounty Hunter, a Houndmaster, because of course they can do the marking and all that stuff. It's a pretty junk run, so I think taking an Antiquarian is probably a good idea. And then maybe, I don't know, position 4 might need a healer, might not need a healer. 100% of battle rooms, medium dungeon, we're probably going to be encountering quite a few. Are there any short dungeons that we can do? Yes, we can do a short dungeon. So if that's the case, probably won't really need a healer. You can usually get by without them, which I think means we could then either we could just send out an occultist anyway for funsies, or we can play around with the falconer, that new slightly bizarre type of hero that you have never seen because it's a workshop thing. So let's we'll do that. I don't think any of our people in this particular party are going to have... Oh, there is some upgrades to be had. Rather interesting. So let's see what we've got ability-wise. So Koala, that's a pretty standard position 1. I'd probably have uppercut in there. So doot. Give them all of that. I don't think any of these guys can't have any real upgrades. Let's see if they're suitable for position 2. That and Hound's Harry. Target Whistle could be useful because we do, of course, have a Bounty Hunter who will work well with that. Lick Wounds could be useful as a sort of self-heal. Cry Havoc could also be useful because of stress management. I think I'd probably... Where are we going? Where was this mission going to be? It is going to be in the ruins, so we're going to be facing a lot of skeletons. So probably an AoE bleed not so useful. Templar, we pretty much need you to... well, basically you're at that level where all you're really going to be doing is spamming invigorating vapors. So yeah, okay. Maybe some of the terrible heals, and other than that, maybe I might give them festering vapors and a nervous stab so she can maybe try and poke some things a little bit. Just sort of give her a little something for the offense, because hey, why the hell not? So we've got all of these sorts of things going on. Okay, we will need Hound's Harry because it's position 2, 3, and 4. Oh, we can give him Blackjack. Blackjack is pretty good. We'll do that. We'll have a little bit more crowd control. That'll work. There we go. And then this person. So we've got... I suppose I can introduce you to the Falconer now, if you've not seen this. I don't think we've actually done a Falconer run on any of the streams thus far, so we get to have a little chat about some of their abilities. Because, my god, I do enjoy talking about the abilities and all of the various theory crafting. So, Quick Shot, this is basically kind of an equivalent to the Blind Fire by the Arbalast, except you get to actually pick the target. It gives a very, very tiny speed buff, nothing particularly massive, and a bit of extra damage versus marked. Nowhere near as strong as Sniper Shot or anything like that. I suppose it's probably more akin to Sniper Shot in that regard, sort of halfway house between Sniper Shot and Blind Shot. Diversion is a mark yourself and gain a load of dodge and stuff like that. Pretty cool ability if you want to take the heat off of someone else. It's nice like that. Eye Thief is one which I really quite enjoy. It's a mark target, and because you send your little birdie to go and pluck the eyes out of your victims, they get a minus accuracy buff, which, debuff I should say, which is nice. I've never really found that stacking minus accuracy in this game to be all that massively handy, but it's just a nice little extra thing going on there. Flurry, now this one is weird. Very little damage. You debuff targets with minus move and stun resist, and again a little bit of minus accuracy, but you shuffle them. So not a whole lot of damage, makes them more vulnerable to moves and stuns, and just kind of dicks around with their alignment a little bit. It's kind of weird, but it fits this theme of this character as not really a damage dealer, but more a very mild buffer, very mild debuffer with a tiny little bit of damage, you know, kind of the jack-of-all-trades, master of none sort of thing. So Flurry I have found to be meh in my particular experience. It's just sort of eh. The debuffing is nice, but only if you're going in like a really stun or move heavy party, which I've never really tried any strats heavy around that, because I've not really seen a whole lot of point for it. Spirited Cry. This one is really good. It allows you to clear a stun on one of your allies. Gives them stress -1 and buffs and a little bit of speed as well. So very minor, like really, really tiny stress and speed to the point where it's almost worthless. Until you get it up to higher levels, but Clear Stun is a pretty strong ability in itself. Then we get, I believe that's actually been changed. I believe that actually used to. I think they might have actually patched this. The creator of this has patched this, because I believe that was the ability which I used to think was really, really strong, because it actually gave a plus damage. It was a percentage increase of damage on that target as well, and I believe it was like... Was it an AoE, or was it... Yes, I think it was an AoE, and it gave clear stun and bonus damage to, like, everyone. Or maybe it was just the target, I really can't remember. But it was like an 8% damage buff, which obviously was really, really strong. And that was kind of the only ability this hero had, which I thought, maybe that one is a bit strong. So it's been kind of altered a little bit here. So I gotta say, I like this change kind of as a bit of stress management, but I think I used to like it a lot more when it did give everyone just the straight up damage buff. But that's because it was a kind of really strong ability. Fire Volley, well, that's just, as it sounds, AoE damage, half damage to everything in the back 3 ranks. Pretty standard AoE clear. No debuffs, unlike the Arbalest one, but that's because she's got enough debuffs. She's got debuffs for days on every other ability. And then Fleeting Escape here again, that's if you get pulled forward, you just... It's basically the same as the, what is it, the dodge back, the vanish thing, whatever it is that the Grave Robber has. And again, it's just minus accuracy and a little bit of extra speed, so you can kind of see what this character is about. It's about encouraging your enemies to miss, giving your own party a little bit of support, and then just going for it. So, it's an interesting thing. If Spirited Cry can crit, then it might not be too bad at high levels. What, you mean if it crits with the minus stress? Potentially, but I don't think that it does. I really do miss the damage bonus. That's kind of a shame that they've got rid of that. I think it could have just used a nerf, not an outright replacement to it, but I can see why they removed it, because there was a lot of potential to exploit that along with Plague Doctors, and just like your frontliner has, within 1 round, like, bonus 100% damage or something crazy like that. So, interesting that they've gone for that change. So I think I'll grab myself the Eye Thief, and probably still Spirited Cry, because the ability to remove a stun is, Oh, I've got to say, I do very much enjoy that idea. So we'll go with that. It's pretty standard. I get to actually try out the new Spirited Cry ability, so that's going to be some interesting stuff. Do we have any particularly interesting or useful trinkets for these folks? Let us see. Yep, that seems useful, because murder. I love that bonus stun chance on that thing, it's actually amazing. That is also good, even if only for the trap disarm. Of course, we're going to give Antiquarian plus 25 prop. We don't have any of the Falconer trinkets yet, a little bit unfortunate there. We can give her some speed, because this character loves stacking the speed, because of course. I don't think we ever named this after someone. I don't recall there being anyone called Cornelius there. I like how someone is laughing at -1 stress. It's not meant to be a stress remover. Huh? Some of you here. Oh my god, no. He didn't have all of his abilities assigned? Terrible. Outrageous. But he has it now. He now has his stun. God, almost went into a dungeon without the ability to stun things. That could have been an embarrassment. But anyway, yes, we'll do this with no torches. The Cry Havoc thing, or whatever it was, I can't remember the name of it. It's not a minus stress ability. It's the fact that it clears stuns. That's what makes it such a damn good ability. Because you get one of your major damage dealers stunned, you just remove it. The minus stress and the very slight bonus on top of that is, all that is, it's a little icing on the cake, but it's very, very thin icing. It's to the point where it might as well not actually be there, because the cake, which is the minus stun, is just, it's amazing by itself. You get all the things. Why have I got to call your comment? Because I saw your comment. That's all it is. If you want me to not pay attention to the chat... You're hungry already, guys. Really? Come on, chat. You gotta work on this. If you don't want me to ever pay attention to the chat, I can simply not pay attention to the chat. Hey! That's pretty good. We have a Houndmaster who's going to do all of the damage. We're going to have to sort out that bullshit thing. Do we have any use for that? It was anti-venom or torches, wasn't it, for those things? Or was it herbs? I'm pretty sure it was herbs. Herbs, anti-venom, herbs, anti-venom. We'll take a stab, see how good my memory is. Apparently not as bad as I thought it was.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Okay, let's make some murder happen, shall we? Who do we wish to do all the damage to? We could do some marking, that'd probably be useful for our bounty hunter and our hound. We'll go with that. Oh yeah, look at that minus accuracy. So strong. I've never really been... When it comes to minus accuracy, as I said, I think it's kind of like borderline overrated, but I think if you can stack it up, it will be useful, but it just comes in such small amounts that it's like, I can't say I've ever stacked enough minus accuracy on people for it to have ever really made a difference. I've always found dodge to be more useful, but I don't know, I would imagine maybe there is a person out there who has theory crafted minus accuracy versus dodge and determined which one is superior. That's the kind of guy we want to use our three-way crazy riposte man-at-arms strategy on. Really? You're resisting all of these stuns? All of them? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Decimated.
Pretty good. Tiny buffs. That's all this hero is good for. Does that still... Yeah, it does still affect all the party. So there you go. I suppose it's just that tiny little minus stress and minus speed and all that good stuff. Or plus speed, I should say. Tiny little buff, but the major point is removal of stuns. Very strong, still a strong ability, I would say, because of that. That fact alone. We do have holy water. No one's really stressed enough to need to use that, though, so not a problem. Apparently, these truly were some spooky, scary skeletons. Chat was immediately intimidated by them. We could just go for the AoE damage here. Might be the way to go about it. Or we mark and minus accuracy one of their main damage dealers at the back. And hopefully, one day, he might maybe actually miss something. Because, you know, that would be cool. Please miss. You didn't miss. Good thing we got you that lick wounds ability, am I right? Good thing we left that one in there. Everyone hates Justin Skip, apparently. I think we just need to start spreading some damage, or maybe just actually mark everyone up. Let's go with that. Let's just have her mark everyone up, and then our bounty hunter can take some proper big swings at people. I suppose we can also stack the dodge as well. If we're going to be applying minus accuracy to things, we might as well stack dodge as well. One day they might actually miss a swing. What a novel experience that would be. It's okay, dude. Send the dog to go gnaw the bones. Your dog was not as effective as I would have thought that it would have been. Provide some stuns, that would be nice. I'm thinking we may have to set the antiquarian to healing duty. Because as we all know, antiquarians are very good at healing.
Maintain the offensive.
That should be an easy kill. Now we've only got one dude left. We need you to apply the really shitty heals. They will actually potentially keep the team alive here. Maybe. It'll be fine. Relax, Broseph. You got this. See? You're getting healed for like 1 HP. It's amazing.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
We are all about the loot.
Nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Really? Oh well, at least he became powerful. The hound is a powerful hound indeed. We'll probably get some more food at some point. Hopefully, that would be nice. Really, chat? You're very on edge today. You're jumpy. That's all I can really say about you at the moment. You are jumpy. I do think we need to mess with the accuracy of some of these guys. We are getting a little low on the HP. Probably should have bought a healer. Wasn't expecting to have taken as much damage as we did. Oh well. Live and learn and all of that stuff. The entire point of this run is not actually to give a shit about this run, it's to get a week to pass so that we can actually do the strat that we want to do, which is our multiple men-at-arms strategy. Because that's actually fun. See if you can stun that guy. It'd be helpful if you can. Sweet. I need you to get forward, buddy. I do enjoy the music in this game. I might actually buy the soundtrack at some point.
Injury and
It's so good.
set the stage for
You can probably kill that guy, he's marked.
or cowardice.
Or you can massively overkill him. I mean, that's fine too. Do the same again. Give him the mark. Maybe you can get a one-hit. Ah, chat is forever one hit point away from murdering things with a single swing.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Chill, Templar. You're okay. See? You're actually fine. You might die now, but that would have been embarrassing. Death strike from like... Well, that's also embarrassing, but yeah, death strike from 0 damage would have been embarrassing. But also being, I think, murdered by a crow. Just by a single crow, I think that is also a little bit embarrassing. At 1 HP though. Saving your lives. Left, right, and center.
Back to the pit. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright. Yeah, we got a bit of food. Who gives a shit? I want to go back and do the reason that we're actually here.
We'll endure this long.
I want to get to our 3 men-at-arms run. Hopefully, the treatment will be done.
A fresh irritant, the sum.
Excellent, I believe that it has been. Perfect. Now we can actually do the thing that I want to do, as opposed to wasting time doing runs which are not necessary. But we do get to get a little bit of extra loot out of it. So, let's do this by our class. We should probably sort out some of the stress on some of these dudes. We can send them off to do the things. Go pray with the Doge. What's your problem? You will only pray. Well, that's not a thing you can do because the caretaker is doing his thing. Or, you know, what we can do is we can send you in to get that sorted out, because that's very annoying. So let's not have you do that, because it's irritating. I believe there was also still someone somewhere who was a kleptomaniac, which I should probably get sorted as well. Because looting things without permission. Not on. It's not on, chat. You are not allowed. Alright. Now, as I said, we can actually do the thing which I'm interested in trying out. Which is our 3 men-at-arms build. We can change that. We'll just, instead of calling him Mark Musler now, because that was the, we'll just call him Muscles. There you go, instead. Something a little bit different. But, yeah, that was just a leftover from the last time we did it. And we named them all after members of the village people. Who's more stressed, Bullet or Lady? Probably Bullet. Oh, it's actually not Bullet. I would have figured Bullet, being the perpetually triggered person that he is, would probably have been the one who was like, yeah, no, I'm totally really super stressed about this. Because he is just always stressed. Yeah, we can go for that. Medium run, you've got a healer, you'll be fine. Maybe. Okay, so let's actually work out what these dudes are going to be needing. Retribution is a must on all of them. They all have Retribution. Good. First 2 need Crush. So we've got the first 2 with Crush. Now, the real question is, do I want them to be able to guard? I want the third one to be able to guard our healer, potentially if things go horribly wrong. And other than that, he's going to be spamming Bolster. Now, I've got to wonder, do I wish to give him a Bolster and a Command for extra accuracy, crit, and then dodge and speed? Or do I want him to be able to focus on debuffing things? I do like minus dodge and minus speed on enemies. Just means that we get to wreck them really, really fast. But extra accuracy and crit has much the same effect as well. I think I'll leave that just as it is for now, so that he's got a little bit of damage potential in case things really hit the fan. It's a very small amount of damage, but it is damage nonetheless. Front guys don't really need Rampart, because they're probably not going to need to go forward, but on the off chance that our people do get intimidated by things, then I think it might be useful for them to have that. But I also kind of just want everyone to have bolster, so we can just retribution and then just spam bolster for like the rest of the thing, which I think I think that's very amusing, so that everyone just has like unlimited dodge. I think that is going to be the strat. It might not be the winning strat, but it is a strat. So we will give all of our men-at-arms the bolster ability. So maybe remove Rampart from the front too. Oh, it's Weird Uncle. There we go. And give them all... He was one of our frontliners, wasn't it? So, Riposte, Crush. Do the front people even need guard? I'm not so sure that they do. I actually think removing guard and maybe Rampart in case they get messed up could be better. But Retribution works really, really well with the ability to guard and force people to attack you. I think this is going to be one of those things we have to work out when we go for the... When we have this strategy and we're kind of trying to, like, refine it a little bit. But I think having the third guy with Defender is absolutely going to be the thing to keep the healer protected, who... This healer really needs to actually have the healer build. Because of course they do. Although other people being able to use the guard ability would mean more marks for this guy to be able to steal. Which can then force enemies to target the healer, which then immediately sends them on to the riposting third position 3 man-at-arms. There are many potentials here. I do think that this will need to be refined. But I'm pretty okay with it, I think, as it is. You need to up all of the abilities that you're going to be using. I think I will leave these guys with Rampart for now. We'll see how it goes, and if Rampart doesn't really have very much to it, then we may give them Defender, but they're all kind of tanks anyway, so I don't really see the point of that. But we'll see how it works. As with all things like this, all silly runs like this, it's all in the experimentation. So, Healer Flagellant. Yes, you need Bleed and Blight Resist if you're at low HP. You don't need that, because that's bad. What you do need is... that could be useful, but plus 20% stress, probably not. That seems kind of bad. Max HP, though, with dodge, that seems very useful, because you're not gonna be swinging at things, but you do need a large HP buffer. Because that means it's safer for him to get to low HP. Or below 50% HP, because the bigger the HP pool, obviously that means the more HP he's got left when he's at 50%. Because obviously, going to 15 HP is not as big a deal as obviously going a little bit lower than that. What would it be, 12, 13 HP? Yeah, you can see the difference. It's not huge, but at higher levels, it really is a difference. Do we need our men-at-arms to have anything in particular? Ideally, front 2, anything for damage. So, accuracy for melee is a thing. Position 3 is going to be guarding, I believe, our healer on a fair number of occasions. So, plus dodge for him would be very useful. In fact, actually, plus dodge for everyone would be useful, because we're going to be relying on the... We're going to be relying on all that glorious dodging and then hitting things in return because it's hilarious. So if we've got anything else that I suppose has dodge... minus move resist, not the end of the world, so... anything that gives them some sort of bonus to dodge would be the way to go, I believe. I think that might be sufficient just for now, because all of these guys are going to be spamming dodge and riposte, and this guy will... we don't know whether this guy's going to be guarding or not, I suppose, for now. This is all in the test. So, final check of the abilities. First two guys identical. Crush for the damage. Rampart in case the team gets super spooked out by things and loses their shit, so we can get them back to the front quickly. Retribution, because that is the entire point of the build. Retribution is on all three. Along with Bolster, because we retribute and then bolster, 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 so that nothing can hit you, but you hit them in return, because it's hilarious. Position 3, to potentially guard the healer if necessary, and give some minus dodge and minus speed to our opponents, because screw those guys. And then position 4, healing Flagellant, who will eat the stress, transfer the marks from Riposte onto himself so that he takes the damage, so that he can then use the big redeem and just rolling hots for everyone. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's see how it works. Because I'm curious. Ruins, 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 ruins. What's in the ruins? I can't remember. We could just do the thing, take a little bit of everything. You'll probably be fine. Alright. We will roll with it. How excited are you, chat, for this? Do you remember all the glorious, coordinated dancing action that we had last time? With 3 men-at-arms all using Riposte at the same time? It really, really was a thing of beauty, was it not? But today we're refining it. I also, for some distinct reason, get the very distinct feeling that chat may very well try and turn this group into some sort of homoerotic fan fiction, because 3 large burly men and 1 man who whips himself a lot, who is the whipping man of the manliest men. Okay, going straight up. I think we got to get the retributions all up. I think this strategy may very well be optimized for certain areas. So you can eat that mark and give yourself a load of prop. And by created for different areas, what I mean is, I think there's certain areas where opponents have more AoE than others. So I'm trying to think where that is. I think Wield actually has a lot of AoE, because they've got the gunmen who do the big AoE spread over the entire party, and the really big guys who do the whips over the entire party. So I think that might be a thing. Okay, so let's see just how effective this is. No real direct attacks. We just dodge, dodge, dodge. We dodge and riposte all damn day. Let's see how it works. Alright, you guard the healer. And other than this, we spam dodge, so that everything misses and just murders itself on our mighty shield wall. It's a lot more fun when you get one AoE thing, and all 3 guys just boop together.
Their formation is broken.
I've got to admit, this is still hilarious to me. So the mark only lasts for 1 turn, that's fine. Okay, 1 round active of Riposte, well, clearly we need to do that some more.
The fiend falls. A faint hope blossoms.
Roll some hots on the guys who did get damaged. I mean, you're pretty much okay where you are. You do need to get retribution going again, so retribute some of the corpses. Start clearing them. Come at us, crossbow fool. See how you enjoy this. This somehow works. A ranged attack against a load of shields. It's going to be very effective. Is this guy even going to, like, shoot anytime soon? Retribute it, bring him closer, and we can start hitting him with things. Now, I really think that this does need to be optimized, maybe a little bit better optimized for a place that has more AoE focus on the party. It still seems to work, but I think it would be a lot quicker on areas where you do have more enemies which focus on AoE stuff. Although around here we do have, I suppose, the people with the... Oh, is it the madmen with the AoE shouty thing? So there is some potential. Oh, I suppose we looted a load of extra bandages. We should probably sort one of you out. Probably you. You've got the worst bleed. Let's deal with that. So we're going to give it a go. I'm going to see how it... Ah. Crits from the hots. Hey, why the hell not? So we're going to see how this handles it. This is probably the most passive dungeon run that we're ever going to do. It's like, the party does nothing. They just stand here and riposte all day. Because why not? Alright, get some hots running again. And again, we're gonna... I suppose we could just crush these guys. There's only 2 of them. Let's do it. This isn't... It's not a big enough party to be really useful. I suppose you can retribute him. It's the only real damage that you've got at the moment. We can just crush those 2 guys. It'll be fine. Come on, dungeon. I want some big guys with lots of AoE. So that we can triple riposte them to death. Because it's the most fun thing. I think we need to send this party to the Weald. I think that's going to be their main area of effect, because there's more AoE abilities from enemies there. I really think that's going to be the thing. You can eat some of that guy's stress, you'll be fine. Alright, let the retributing to death go again. I guess. It is true, chat, the Flagellant doesn't mind just taking it. It is entirely his role in life, just take everything. He is, after all, a properly self-hating straight white male like that, so he will just take everything, as is his lot in life. Alright, once again, spread the hots. If you get yourself to bleed, that's a bonus, because you can then redeem yourself. It's disappointing when the retribution does not hit. Makes me kind of sad. So we still have the riposte going, so I guess it's now time that we spam the dodge, so we never get hit and then we retribute everything to death. Because hilariously bad and slightly silly gimmicks. Come on, miss! Prove my strategy to be right, even though it's a really, really terrible idea. Come on. Someone has to validate this strategy. I just need one enemy to miss, and then my stupidity has been justified. So basically we get one use of retribution, one buff, and then we have to just repeat that cycle, it seems, based on how long they last. I mean, I'm okay with that. It can work. You've got 3 marked targets and you go for the guy at the back. Come on. Miss. Yes! My strategy has been justified. It worked. There we go. I'm happy now. The really stupid thing that I was doing has done the thing that it was meant to do in the most inefficient and ridiculous way possible, but I still feel validated. That's all that matters, right, chat? I mean, look at this. We've got 24 dodge. Come on. Take a swing. We've got more dodge. 30 dodge. And everyone riposting. We're going to have more than that. Let's go for it. Let's... Oh no, it appears to be stacked. 30 dodge is the best we can get. Okay. So we've got to work out where the maximum stack for dodge can be on this party. And then we get to that place, and then we can start using other abilities. But other than that, it's going to be going for Gonna be going for that. But it's... I am amused. I am amused thus far. It's inefficient. I am not gonna deny it. This is inefficient. But it is funny. And that's the entire point of this entire little series of streams that we're doing. Silly, stupid builds. The rolling hots actually seem to be quite effective because these three guys are tanks. So it actually seems to work pretty well, all things considered. We don't actually need a journal page. And obviously he just stacks up on bleeds and then uses redeem. It's great. It actually kind of works. Kind of. It's slow, it's inefficient, but I don't give a shit. It's fun. I think I do want to try this run with an occultist and a Vestal as well, because I want to do it with a few different healers and see which one might work better. I'm starting to think maybe a Vestal might be another viable alternative. Because the plan was, obviously, this guy with the rolling hots from Reclaim, that those would be enough to sort of shore up the numbers, because these guys with Riposte active and the fact that they're tanky classes would have probably been sufficient to sort of keep them topped off. It's not quite. It's not quite. Even when we set it up, like, preemptively, it still doesn't seem to have been quite enough. So maybe a Vestal with the AoE heal might be a little bit better. We really need to sort Bullet out. You're just... God damn it, you're just... you are the worst. So I'm thinking perhaps the Vestal might be a superior healer for this. But I do like the Flagellant for his ability to eat the stress. There's a quest location.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Yes, I do have a plan to do a 4 Antiquarian run at some point just for shits and giggles. Because it sounds absolutely terrible. I'm really not sure how exactly they would win. Stack dodge, never get hit. The enemy gets bored and walks away, I suppose. I guess that's how they would win. You'd have to, I think, get some trinkets for them, though. Some of those... the Antiquarian does have, like, an actual damage trinket for... Wow, you got critted. Damn, son. But the Antiquarian does have a very interesting, trinket which affects their blight ability. It's like double blight damage and more crit chance and something like that. So that might actually be a useful one. Maybe get a couple of them and then use that. See, there we go. My strategy has been validated once again. We dodged and we killed someone. It's great. Okay. Dodge stacking begins now. Would 4 Houndmasters work? Probably. I mean, it would be kind of bad because Houndmasters are not very good in position 1. Oh, everyone hates muscles.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
We can't have you riposte because you can't be marked this time because you will actually die. Maybe. Potentially. Gotta get those heals rolling. Gotta get some strong heals rolling. Apply more of the retribution. We'll be okay. I think we do need a... It's not... I'm trying to work out what the real problem is with the heals here. I'm thinking that it might just be because the Flagellant, you have to really... You gotta really roll your heals with a Flagellant. You've got to really get them stacked up before they're effective. And the Flagellant just isn't taking enough damage to constantly get him below that 50% HP point to provide the big nuke heals. I think that's kind of the big problem that he's having at the moment. So I do think maybe a Vestal or an Occultist might be might be the way of going about it. But this is the entire point. We get to experiment and do all of the silly things. Shout someone to death, for you are so manly. Because, why not? What do you mean, R.I.P. incoming, chat? Absolute, just no, that's not how it works at all. See, look, we're all fine. Look how fine everyone is. They're so fine they're gonna eat some food, you see? That's how fine everyone is. And the quest location is there anyway, so we've got one fight, and then we're done. So it's okay, and our flagellant is now below 50% HP. So we can patch him up, and then he can provide a big-ass nuke heal on the first round of the next fight. I don't think I really want to fight the next thing in Total Darkness here. I think the damage boost that they get from it is not welcome. Okay, big nuke heal incoming. Who's lowest? 10 out of 31? Yep, that's you. There you go. You're sorted out easy. So how high am I rating this on the success scale? It's okay. You're not calling Child Protective Services, chat. I'm only abusing you in the game. I'm not abusing you in real life. Oh sure, you go for the one guy who's not marked again. Why don't you go for the guys who are marked, huh? Huh? Because you know they're gonna retribute you hard. Just like that, you see, they're gonna dodge. You're not gonna damage them, they're gonna damage you, and you're gonna be really, really confused about how you're losing this fight. That's the entire plan. Oh no, this could be a disaster. It wasn't a disaster. We still don't need you to be retributing, we need other people to be marked. Okay, I think the amendment to make to this party is to actually give everyone guard. Because, especially if you've got a flagellant doing the healing, because then, whenever someone does get really low like this, someone else can have the riposte and then they can just guard them. And then we can just focus on doing it that way. I still believe that there is the potential. We've got one round left of that. I guess that means we can do the dodge and it'll be fine. It should still be there. Yeah, it'll be there till next round. Ah, you need to be missing things. You're not missing the swings, guys. You need to miss and then get riposted. That's the point of this strategy. Curse your accuracy. It's making a mockery of my glorious, ridiculously stupid plan. Stop poking holes in my retarded ideas, game. I think we'll do one more. Oh, come on. If only he had riposte, but we're trying to avoid getting him hit. Because all of these marks. Ah, so sad. Okay, just crush one of them then. Just for fun. What's the goal of this game? The goal of this game is for me to come up with the most retarded builds imaginable and somehow try to make them work in a somewhat amusing way. That's the entire point of all of this. I think there's something you're supposed to do, like something about a dungeon and killing an old god or something like that. I don't care. I forgot. I got distracted by things which are far more entertaining than doing that. Precisely, chat. You get it. There isn't really a goal. Only suffering and chat sacrifices. Exactly right. That is the entire purpose of all of this. Oh, we need to do one more thing other than that. Oh, such a shame. I guess, chat, you're just gonna have to haul your ass through this dungeon some more and get yourselves murdered a little bit more for my amusement. How do you feel about that, chat? It's just, You admit it, chat, you like grinding with me. You like spending all day, every day grinding with me. It's okay to admit it, chat. I secretly enjoy it too. Move forth to the final quest location, and we shall make the glorious Riposte party happen one more time for science. And then we can do our thing where we refine it a little bit, make the gimmick a little more silly, but in a way that actually makes it better. It's still ridiculously suboptimal, but we will make it the best, worst thing that it can be. That's the entire point of it.
Confusion, nerves, and panic.
Confusion, nerves, and panic? I'm sorry, sir. That is the entire point of how I play this game. It is to confuse people. That's why I'm using suboptimal strategies. Because they're fun. They have gimmicks to them. They're ridiculous. Oh, this strategy does amuse me so much. It amuses me far more than it should. I think after this we'll send the Deathwatch out again, the newly refined 4 bounty hunter party. I think after the last couple of runs of seeing how that went down, I think I've got a build that's a little better in mind. I think we can make it work. Because it'll be fun, I think. And I think the real change that we have to make is to have the front 2 guys with uppercut. And then we can have the back 2 guys with the flashbang, because that way we can kind of treadmill our opponents forever and keep them just beautifully stun-locked, and they will be sad. But it will amuse me so very much. I'm not sure what we should name this team composition. I'm thinking something along the lines of "Come at me, bro." Since that's kind of what it relies on. You do things to me, you come off worse for it. I am so amused. I am so very amused by dodging and riposting. But we need to take this to Weald. Because I think that's going to be where this party thrives. Because of the AoE riflemen and things like that. So we'll do that. We'll do the Deathwatch party, and then we'll stress relieve all these guys, release the Deathwatch party, and then we'll send these guys off to the Weald, which I think is going to be their preferred hunting ground. It'll be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yes, chat, I do sometimes notice the minions' existence. I mean, how can I not notice you? I mean, you're right here on the screen. See, chat, you're on both the screens, actually. You're there on the chat, and you're here in the game. Do you feel noticed yet? Do you feel like Senpai is noticing you and treating you exactly the way that you would have expected Senpai to treat you? Sending you off to fight eldritch horrors for his amusement? Yeah, I think the real weakness here, I do think, is that the Flagellant doesn't take enough damage to be a proper nuke healer. And that's what he needs to be. So I'm actually thinking maybe an occultist would work better here. Okay, apply the dodge so that this guy maybe doesn't get hit. We can do that again. See, we've got the hots rolling. Okay, you just spam dodge. We don't want anyone to be noticing you because you're low on HP. It's kind of weird. What we actually really need is for our Flagellant to take a load of damage. So I actually think that maybe not giving the Flagellant anything that... I actually think maybe making him weaker against bleeds would be the way to go. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but that way he can stack up a lot more bleeds on himself, which means he can deliver more of the nuke heals. I think that might be the way to go about doing it. Everyone hates muscles. Why you gotta hate muscles, people? What did they ever do to you? We've got 30 dodge, and you guys are still getting hit. There we go. That's what we want. Actually, I should have done that on him and then had him guard him. That was a mistake. I think these guys do need guard. I really think that will actually be useful. Do the shouting. Shout them to death. It'll be fine. You retribute so that you get marked and are more likely to be hit. That'll be useful. You can also do the same thing. We can maybe take some of the pressure off of that guy. Muscles, you are public enemy #1 today. You're like the new Josh of the party. Everyone hates you and wants you dead. But we're rolling all of the hots on you, so you just can't die. Let's try and retribute some of the things to death, and maybe, again, you'll have a little less attention on you. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? But look, you're getting, like, 2 HP healed around. It's such a strong heal, how can you possibly die? See? It's great! Stack some dodge, you might survive. There we go. See, my strategy has been justified again. Get dodged, get riposted, it's perfect. Who could ever possibly not think that this strategy is working? Yeah, we need the flagellant to just take more damage. We need to actually make him weaker, which I think then... We need him to have a big HP bar, but to have, like, no resistance to anything, so he takes a shit ton of damage. So his health is constantly cycling up and down. I think that's gonna be... that'll be the thing. Ah, there's so many shiny things. I want them all. Okay, what don't we need anymore? Like, literally everything. We're not even gonna bother camping. This is the last one we've got to do, so... it's fine. Alright. Okay. The refinement is, I think they all need guard, so that when one of them goes on, low on HP, because obviously they're cycling marks. Okay. Right, yes. Yes, so the way we need to refine this is every one of the men-at-arms needs guard, so that when one of the men-at-arms gets low on health, the others can guard him. We need to play the flagellant with Suffer a lot more. Which means we really actually kind of need everyone else in the party to have blights and bleeds on them, which means we need to send them somewhere where they're going to get blights and bleeds, aka the Weald. Because then he can transfer the bleeds and blights onto himself, cycle his health a lot more, and use Redeem more, and other than that, he basically just needs to kind of... he needs to eat the mark, I think, as soon as it gets cast, and then just cycle Reclaim, and remove anything that gives him bleed resist. Although that's only bleed resist below 40 HP, so that's fine. But anything that might give him any sort of bleed resist high up, I think is a mistake to have. If anything, if we could try and get him, like, a disease or something like that, that actually makes him want to bleed more, I mean, that could be potentially very useful here. All you guys can just... you can all just... you can all hang out together in the church. You'll be fine. They'll take care of you. There you go. It's great. Look at that. It's perfect. Okay. Were there any other ridiculous strategies? I wanted to try a 4 Houndmaster strategy, but I think we have to send off the new improved Deathwatch first. We'll do that. And then... okay, so because this is hilarious as well. They can't kill the Wizened Hag because she hides behind a cauldron, so they won't be very effective against that. But we can send them against literally anything else. Kind of like that, because it gives us a useful thing in the town. So front two guys both need uppercut. Because we need to be able to treadmill people like that, roll the stuns, and that's going to be the big thing. That's going to be part of the crowd control. Back two guys, yeah, the back two guys both need flashbangs, and the very back guy, no collect bounty because he can't use it, but caltrops as well to throw at the back rank for the bleed. So again, this party suffers... this is a medium dungeon, though. We kind of need a short one for these guys. I think we should... Yeah, we need to send them short. Because, again, they lack any sort of healing, but they absolutely melt enemies. So, we'll give this a go. Or maybe we could send them on a medium one. See how they handle it. But I think short dungeon, because... Gimmick runs without healers. They're fun, but... yeah, everyone dies. What we can do to sort of rectify that is to try and give them things which give them max HP bonus. Or anything that gives them... Basically anything that increases survivability, so... Dodge plus HP... Who's got lower health out of everyone? You... Yeah, minus death blow resist, not a huge fan, but it'll be okay, maybe, hopefully. That could be useful, because prot. I know it's stressful, but... I think what we'll do is we'll actually give that to this guy, because he's got a bit less stress. But he's a front runner, so he's in more need of prot. Alright, we'll give it a go. Because these guys, yeah, you just need to, I think, stack up HP and anything that increases survivability for these guys. So again, front two guys, collect bounty, mark for death, hook, and uppercut. Because marks, damage, mobility, and chain stunning. Back two guys, flashbang for chain stuns, marks for kills. Ropes, because of course. Third guy is collect bounty because damage. Back guy is caltrops. Okay, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll just send them off to the barracks real quick, so that we can check everyone is up to date on their stuff. They are not. And send them to the guild, make sure they're up to speed on all of the abilities that they need. 1, 2, 3, and you had stun grenades. And Zera was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. Everyone is up to speed now. Let's give it a go. Send them off to the cove to explore things. The glorious, glorious Deathwatch. Wino crushing skull? You mean finish him? Because it's bonus damage against things which are stunned. We have no real ability to stun apart from knockback. We could take finish him, I suppose, but 25%... I mean, what works better? 25% damage versus stunned, or 90% damage versus marked? I would rather have the back two guys mark things, and then have the front two guys just kill them with collect bounty. That would just be... It's just so much more damage than that. I mean, that's nice, but it's lower accuracy, the crit mod isn't as good, the damage isn't as good. It's a nice thing to have, but I prefer mark and collect bounty. Obviously, if we're going to go full crowd control, then maybe. So if that were the case, we could maybe get rid of Come Hither on the front two guys and use Finish Him. Because the back two guys do both have flashbangs, but they'd have to be throwing them at the front two guys anyway. But the back two guys do have the Come Hither. We can give it a go. We'll give it a go, but I don't think that it's going to be... I suppose, do we really need 4 people with, Do we really need, like, 4 people with, Who are the people at the front? It was Kolnix and Koala. Yeah. Do we really need 4 guys with the ability to pull things? Probably not. We can give it a go, but I think that it might just work better to go for the straight mark and kill. But we can try it. See how it works. Maybe it will be useful if we stun things at the front and then just go for it. Mark is not a lost turn, chat. Mark is absolutely not a lost turn. Because you can mark and kill in the same turn if you're moving faster than your opponents. We'll go no light because Deathwatch gives no fucks. What is this? Cove. I know we need that. Holy water, I believe, for the puddles. That for the coral. Oh, what else was there? Clams, which require a shovel. We'll take a couple of them in case there's a blockage somewhere as well. I think that's about right. Yeah, we should be fine. We're going to melt everything anyway, so it's going to be fine. I mean, the thing is it a wasted turn to get plus 90% damage versus plus 25 damage? I mean, if the hit from the thing which stuns makes up for the loss of, what was it, 75% then? No. How much bonus was this? 33%, so we'll round it to 30, so then, yeah. So would that then, would the damage from uppercut then make up for the loss of damage from the difference between mark and that? I don't think it would. I would actually have to sit and do all the number crunching, which, frankly, I can't be bothered to do while I'm doing this live. I would rather actually just play it out. But I might do it afterwards, and just see if it actually does compensate for it, but I do not think that it will. Also, of course, you've got the advantage here that debuff for this is minus prot. And minus prot is really, really good. Of course, we are, as chat is pointing out, we're going somewhere with snails. Snails are dangerous. Zara, you have too much of your mother in you. Son of an antiquarian, you have to loot everything. There you go, look. 75% prot. We can mark it and get rid of that prot and then kill it. Yeah! It's gonna be great. Alright. We need to get rid of the main damage dealer and the thing that's going to explode. So I'll punch that guy. Maybe we'll stun him. We didn't. Of course not. We'll just mark him and make him an easy kill for the other front bounty hunter. Should be a one-hit kill. Easy. Okay, so we probably won't be able to stun that snail. We can give it a go. Just so it doesn't do any damage, maybe. Of course it resists the stun. And that was a coin flip, but yeah. Wow, okay, that's the thing you wanted to give the buff to. I would have picked the fish guy myself. Okay, I don't really want to waste a mark here if this guy's going to not have that turn, so let's see if we can stun the fish guy. Should be easy. Stun him and send him back. That means we won't have to deal with him for a turn. We can mark the snail to get rid of some of its armor. We probably won't get a one-shot kill. If we mark it twice and stack the damage for the minus prot, we could. Or we can flashbang the guy who's going to do psychological damage. We'll do that. We'll crowd control them. Oh wow, okay, there you go. Marking a snail turns out very effective. These guys are stunned, so we can just beat them down. Chat, you have a nasty habit of leaving people alive with 1 HP. You need to stop doing that, it's not good for you. I do enjoy the Deathwatch party, things just melt. You have so much crowd control, and you just burst things down in like 2 or 3 rounds, it's actually a little bit insane. Ah, we can maybe treat your kleptomania here. Or whatever it is that makes you pick things up, Zera. Unquieted mind. Oh, and then there's another one. I wish we bought more things. Touch it anyway. You're obsessed with touching things, so go touch it. Just for fun. You might as well anyway. Kind of wish I bought more herbs.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
We have the damage, the crits, and the crowd control with this party. It's kind of why I like it. Lack of healing does suck, but if you're able to effectively crowd control all of your enemies and just burst them down, like basically pick one person off each turn while keeping 2 other people crowd controlled so you only take damage from 1 target per round, it works really, really well. Really, chat? This was too spooky for you? Come on, guys. You gotta get that shit together. Let's see if we can stun this guy. There we go. That's one less attack for us to deal with. Okay. I don't really want to take more damage from these guys, because they hit hard, so we'll stun the other one. We shall mark one of them up for an easy kill next round. And Cole, you need to really get your ass up to the front, because you can't do very much back there. Rank 2, you'll be fine there. See? We've controlled so much damage. Like, we took damage from, like, basically one person around here. So, it's alright. 2 people around now. But we've controlled it, other than that. So, that guy goes down immediately now. Hopefully, we get around him before these guys. Okay, that's good. We can't stun him. Stunning a snail is a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, so we don't take the damage. Good. If we get a go before this, perfect. We can crowd control this guy. Guy at the back can now mark the snail for the death. So next round, we murder it. We won't get attacked by these guys. We will get a swing from this, but maybe not. Okay. Who's got the speed? 10, so him. So he'll be the one to move first, so we stun that. Yeah. There you go, bro. Oh, I forgot to check my guy's speed to see who would have gone where. Okay. Probably won't be able to stun him now. And we don't have a drag on our front people anymore, so I can't pull these guys forward to kill them. So we've got to drag them from the back. I miss having hook on these front 2 guys. That debuff, yo. See, we could drag them both forward if both our front guys had hook instead of finish him. Ah, such a shame. Alright, he's marked. Let's drag him forward. Cole can decapitate him now.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
We're not going to stun that. We could hit him for the bleed. Or we just drag him forward so we kill him next turn. Let's go for that. Or, you know, you can miss. That's cool as well, I guess. And now, because we don't have the hook, we can't do the thing. We can hit him from there. I think I would much rather have hook than that extra damage versus stun ability. I think it's so much more useful. Because dragging forward and hitting is just... It's so much better. And it's just more interesting, it's more fun. Don't tell me there's not going to be any more battles. Do we have herbs? No, we don't. You can't touch the fish without herbs. Really, guys? All these fish are really spooky, huh? You're supposed to be, like, hardcore bounty hunter people who, like, aren't scared of anything. But you see a few fish and it's like, nah! Ugh. Get forward. Okay, we're probably not going to be able to stun the fish, but we can mark it for the murder. One-shot kill. Now we need to control these guys. That's annoying. And I wish we could uppercut or do something to stun from there. I guess maybe just mark so that someone else can swing next turn. You can stun that guy. That'll be great. That guy will die now, because he's marked. We can take a swing and hope, or we can take a stun and hope. We'll flip a coin on the stun, I guess. That'll do. I guess now we just have to... Okay, we just have to burst him down now.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Be wary. Triumphant pride
The
persists.
final room, and then we will be done. Easy game, easy life. Right, now we get to do the thing that I want to do again. And we get to send out the very manly men. Menly mans. To go and do all of the things. It'll be great. It will be a thing of beauty. Alright, let's get them trinkets back. Okay. Let's sort that out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose we could probably deal with their stress. Since apparently going to look at fish people is just so triggering for some people. Oh, what's your problem? Oh, you have to go and get hammered, do ya? God, you're so fussy. Fine, we'll send you to go and drink yourself into oblivion, Cole. You happy? Good. Right. We are totally going to go to the Weald. Because I really do think that's where these guys are going to excel, frankly. Actually, we should probably keep Muscles out of it. He is still a little... Oh, Bullet! Oh, well, aren't you just so much better than everyone? Oh, I'm not going to go there because... yeah. Alright, that means we've got to fix everything else now. Okay, so what was the plan? The plan was front guys do have Defender. So that they can dodge the things. Or so they can protect other people. That's fine. Retribution is necessary on all of them. Back guy is guard, bellow, and bolster. That's absolutely fine. So the only real change is the defender ability going up on the front two guys. So that when one of these dudes gets low on HP, we can keep them alive. Okay. That was basically the only change that really needed to happen. Okay. Yes, you do need that. And I think you really do need the thing... Where is the thing? You need that max HP. We need to get you to half HP as quickly as possible. Everyone else, you all need HP and dodge. Anything that gives you HP. Plus 30% healing skills. I think that might actually be more useful on that. It'll give him more stress, and he is trying to eat the stress. He's never really gone low on it, though, so maybe we can do that. Help deal with the stress a little bit and just give him bonus healing skills. That might work better. It might actually increase the ticks from the hot. I think we'd need to really give him something else that would be bonus healing focused. We can do that. That should get a little bit extra out of some of those heals. Other than that, we just need a prot and HP on everybody. So let's go with that. Prot HP and dodge, I should say. Anything that enables them to stay alive longer. Because they gotta tank up. I could give bonus bleed skill actually to the healer. Not from that, but something which increases his percentage chance to bleed would actually then make him bleed out more often on his healing ability. So that could work. Other than that, I think, yes, prot stones. Prot stones for everybody. And HP and stuff. All of the things. Okay. We'll go with this. We will go with this. I think this might work a little bit better. Just more of everything to keep everyone alive. More prot all round, more HP all round, a little bit more dodge on one of these guys, and just bonus healing for the flagellant. Because I think that was sort of the weak area. But we've got guard on the front two guys. So we can do the defender thing. We need to level that one up. But we'll be okay, I think. So it's only the weird uncle who needs to get the defender buff. That's it. Give him that level defender. Did Thomasine need anything up? No. Okay. That's fine. We have all the trinkets we could need. Let's give it a go. Hopefully the Weald will be the best place, because this is the place with all of the things that do the AoEs. Hopefully. Do we give a shit about torches, or are we just gonna man mode this? I think we should man mode this one. We're gonna take some torches. Just while I'm dicking around with the gimmicks, I don't want any sort of bizarre things to just crop up out of nowhere and just be like, yeah, no, you screwed up. We'll give it a go. Alright. Do all of the battle rooms. Well, there is a battle there. It's not a battle room, but it's a battle, and I want to do it. This is not the kind of battle I had in mind. I am trying to actively seek out all of the things. Game, you are ruining my coordination of getting everyone to do the things. Okay, let's start the HOTS rolling preemptively. Apply. My god, you can't hit anything, guys. What the hell is wrong with you?
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
I mean, cool. We've done the exact same thing we did last time. I want some of the bandit fights. Gives me that bandit fight, yo. I desire the people. With the AoE attacks, it will make me happy. Because then we can have the triple riposte thing. It will be great, and beautiful, and lovely, and it will make me so happy. That's bandages, I believe. Hey, I remembered something. I got some bleed resist. It's not a thing we need here.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Here we go! But none of these guys have real AoEs. Little guys do, I guess. Oh, I want bandit fights! Ugh. Disappointing.
Powerful blow.
Come at me, bros. Yes, attack the marked people. Not that marked person, that's the wrong one. He doesn't have retribution. Come on, use something. There we go. Use something that hits more than one person. Yes, apply all of the things to that guy. So that he can do things like this. Or that, I should say. There we go. That's what is needed. Okay, I mean, I guess we want you to be marked again, really. I suppose since you've got the, riposte activated, we just need to stack the dodge so you don't actually get hit. There you go! That's what we need! That's the glorious point of the strategy here. More AoEs! Gives them to me. Everyone's still got riposte, so we just max up the bolster. So everything misses, and I laugh. As they hit me and make me sad. But they're still dying slowly. The stupidity of the build shall live on.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
You need to bleed more, Flagellant. Bleed more. It's your, like, only job in life. I'm not even sure if Crush is particularly relevant here. I suppose more in DPS race-based fights. That's about it, though. Ah, why do you only hit the back two with that ability? I know it's because those are the only two you can hit with that ability, but come on! Hit more people in places. Nah. I am being made very sad by the lack of AoE attacks so that we can have beautiful, coordinated everything. This is what we want. See, this is great. Lose all your HP and then you can do the big nuke heals. The healer part of this strategy is working well now. The problem is, the maximum riposting is not working quite as intended. We need to clear out a corpse here. I mean, it is still working as intended, but it's not as amusing and as satisfying as as those other times where we actually got Are you kidding me?
So too will resistance.
We're sending you guys out again. Fuck opening that chest. I don't even care. I want to have proper maximum riposting. The gimmick is taking priority over the looting. Alright, we don't even care. Where is our dude? He leveled up! Ah! He's too high. We must acquire another flagellant. There is only one flagellant. Okay, someone's got to go. Who's gonna go? I don't even know. Who's new? You're new and we don't care. I desire this to work. And I am now annoyed at the fact that Thomas Dean thinks he's too damn good to hang out with all of those men. Those manly men. What's wrong, Thomas Dean? Did you not like the manly men and all of their manliness? Was it too manly for you? Could you not handle it? Well, we don't have enough things to make the dual highwayman thing work, so I'll get rid of that. I'll clear that out. We're gonna have a new thing, a new flagellant, who is gonna go out with these people and do his goddamn job, and not think he's too damn good for it. I am going to make this work. Who wishes to be a flagellant, chat? Who shall volunteer as tribute? Does anyone wish? And does anyone wish to volunteer as tribute? Or am I just going to assign it to someone? And then you can become my new terrible little plaything in my dungeon of madness and suffering. I'm sorry, I believe that I accidentally cackled evilly at the end of that sentence. Please disregard the cackle. There was nothing. there was no evil cackling in that statement. It was an honest and sincere question for friendly reasons and market research. Alright. We have a taker. Jewel Star. As in, presumably there are 2 stars on the end of his flail, or something like that. Do you look suitably different from all of our other flagellants? Yes, you do. Good news, you're up, Jewel Star. Let's make it happen. Thomasine, you've lost the rights to those trinkets. They are not yours anymore. They're gonna go to someone a little more humble, who doesn't think that he's too good to spend all his time around manly men of manliness. Alright. Shall I just send you against the Wizened Hag and then you'll all die? No, let's maybe not do that. I suppose, do the ruins have AoE things? They do a little bit, but I think Weald. Come on, we need bandit fights! I want this to work! I am so sad because it's not working. We're gonna go no torches as well, because who even cares? I'm gonna make all of the victory from this. We'll just take a little bit of everything. That should be sufficient. Alright, chat. You still all have your trinkets. Let's go. Ah, it's so cute. Everyone is wishing Jewel Star the best of luck, and may he not become the next Josh. Has Jewel Star been around long enough to know the tale of Josh? The most hated person that we have ever fielded anywhere ever. Well, there's not a battle room there, so you can walk backwards, damn it. Oh, a luggage. You should probably use a key on the luggage, because that sometimes helps. Let's do it. Take all of the things.
Now it must be carried home.
Good thing we bought a shovel. Alright, we've got a battle room. We've got a couple of battle rooms at least. So we've got 3 battles at least here. I don't even think these guys have an AoE thing. Ah! I am so sad. I just want someone to attack me with an AoE ability when I've got everyone on Riposte, because it's so beautiful. It is a thing of beauty witnessing 3 men-at-arms riposte at the same time and fucking murder someone because they did a shitty AoE damage for like 1 damage on each of them, and then they take a nuke for like 20 something in return. It amuses me greatly. Come at me, dogs. Yeah, I called you dogs. I'm not even gonna call you doges. Not even gonna give you that. Maybe it'll encourage you to do some AoE kinds of attacks, so that I can have my satisfaction. They really hate this guy up at the front. Alright, time to stack dodge now that everyone's got riposte. On, bolster, bolster, bolster! Don't get hit by the dogs, but hit them in return. Because they're not doing what I want them to do. Stack some more heals, bleed some more so you can prepare yourself for the nukes that must follow. It will be a thing of beauty. Haha, get wrecked, but we need you to start dodging. Justify my craziness. Come on, chat. Don't let me down. Justify my madness. Start dodging things with when they swing at you. And then riposting them so that I'm not totally wasting my time. Ugh. I feel as this... I'm feeling disappointed now, I've got to say. That's not even the right person to attack, you stupid dog. Ugh. Eat a little bit of stress off some guy. I guess you can just crush the dog now, I suppose.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
We don't have any keys, it's fine, just open it anyway, it'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? We can take a torch as well.
A handsome reward.
And we could probably sort out that bleed, but you know what? You need to go in on low HP. We can use this last torch that we've got. You guys don't even have an AoE thing either. I'm being made slightly sad by this. It's okay, chat. I will theorycraft a way to whip you. I will find some way of making it happen. It will probably be some very convoluted strategy of occultists with increased bleed ability healing you for 0 and then making you bleed. Because that amuses me greatly.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
There was literally nothing dropped from that. I am sad.
So too will resistance.
I do desire the loot, but really what I desire is a bandit with a gun! Oh my god. Oh my god. I am not gonna have my way, am I, chat? This game has just decided that I am not allowed to have fun. I mean, I know Darkest Dungeon is supposed to be about misery and suffering and all of that terrible stuff, but... this is the wrong kind of misery and suffering. You're not even attacking the people who are marked. That makes me so sad. Alright, we've got everyone with Riposte available, so let's just spam the dodge abilities now. And we'll be fine. We can just passively stand here, and then they will hopefully murder themselves upon us. It will be beautiful.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
There we go, my madness is being justified once again. Twice in a row, my madness has just been justified. I am pleased. Every time we get a dodge and a riposte, it makes me very happy. Because it means that my insanity is kind of working somehow. Hey chat, my presence on YouTube is not entirely about misery and suffering. It's just mostly about misery and suffering. It's also about tormenting people who think far too highly of themselves, and just reminding them that they're full of shit. So it's not all misery and suffering, there's a good deal of torment in there as well. Can't forget the torment. Ah, no, keep adventuring, find fights. Bring me the enemies that I wish for, game. These are not the enemies that I wish for, game. You need to shuffle back, Borosef. That is not the spot for you. Someone's baby is enraptured by my voice, oh dear. That is not a good thing. Are you sure they're enraptured by my voice and not just the things that they can see on the screen? Ah yes, Nibble. Truly the most intimidating of attacks that nature can come up with. You should give them the retribution for that. Absolutely. It was an unacceptable action. And they're still doing it. You need to get yourself forward a little bit. On the plus side, the Flagellant will actually be able to unleash a decent heal now. Next round. When we don't encounter the things that I want to encounter.
Success so clearly. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Come on, game. Give me all of the things that I desire. You'll get a heal in the next fight. Relax. Yeah, you need so much attention.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery.
You know what? You can pull that down with your bare hands, guys. I'm gonna punish you a little bit now because I am suffering because my glorious strategy is only partially coming to fruition, which means everyone else must suffer. You know what? You can eat some food. There we go. We can do that. There you go. Eat some stuff. Look at that. Come on. Give me a fight. Give me a fight. Give me a fight. Come on. This is not the right thing. Maybe next time, eh, chat? Maybe next time. Well, at least we're making the retribution plays work. Kind of. I wish for it to be in a slightly more coordinated way. Oh, chat, do you remember? Do you remember back the time we did this in the last stream and we were constantly getting 3 procs from AoE attacks? Because I remember that. It was beautiful. It was another time entirely. You know what? You can shout that thing to death. Just for fun. Because why the hell not? Come on, give me a final battle room. One more battle room. Give me a person with a big gun. Oh, I hate my life. Game just does not design for me to have any sort of fun with this party. I mean, we've had fun with the party, but I mean, come on, it could have been more fun. I feel unfulfilled. And that's such a shame, because I'm probably going to be wrapping this up soon, because I must lift. I have to pick up all of the heavy things and put them back down again, so that in the future I can lift up even heavier things and put them down again. Because that's a practical skill for people to have, or something. Right? Something along those lines? I am disappointed that we did not get any of the beautiful AoE swings and all of the riposting, but I do believe that the general mass riposting party overall is a lot more successful when you apply a flagellant to it. However, what I have noticed is that the mark from riposte only lasts 1 turn, and generally you kind of need the flagellant to be getting the heal overtimes going beforehand anyway, like preemptively. So it would appear that maybe then as a result of that, the flagellant may not be the best healer. So I think what might work better would be to have a Vestal in the back as opposed to a flagellant. Much as I do enjoy having the flagellant around, because I like the way that they heal and their mechanics as a healer, but I do think that maybe a Vestal for the back rank might actually work a little bit better. Do we have any level 2 Vestals? Let's see. Yes, we can send Bunny. We can send Bunny in with 3 very large, hairy, sweaty, aggressive men. I'm sure it will be an absolute joy for all parties involved. Who knows? Other than that, we could send in an occultist because of the big nuke heal from Weird Reconstruction. I think that strategy would kind of work with like any healer, really. So, meh. That's pretty much it. So, we will try. Remember, chat, as always with these streams and all of the streams in the future, the entire point is to mess around. We gotta just do that. We gotta just mess around with stupid ideas and see if we can actually make them in some way viable. Seems that we have actually made a full riposte party somewhat viable to some kind of vague sort of degree. So anything is possible. That's all I can say, chat. Anything can happen. And all you gotta do is try. It's a little bit of a life lesson for you there, I suppose. Just try something out. You never know, it might actually work for you. But there's some things you absolutely shouldn't do. Remember that, chat. I'm gonna leave it to you to work out what those things should be. So fare thee well, chat. I am going to go and do anything else other than this. Like I said, probably pick up and put down very heavy things because reasons of practicality and things. So, I shall see you all the next time.